So the Gaura is looking so good right now. I wanted to share with all of you, and then also the Salvia. So today is about the Salvia and Gaura, and then also I would like to give you an update on the pruning situation due to the molting of the snake that I saw. This part of the garden is like it's on a hill, but it's also like a sunken garden from where I'm standing. So my neighbor can't see really from, while they're driving on, like coming towards their house. And then also when they're sitting out there, they really can't see it. So this is kind of like a little mini secret garden for me to enjoy. And I wanted to share that with you. We're walking down. And then you see the Gaura. It's called graceful white Gaura. And then behind it is the white Salvia. So they look really beautiful together. I think most people would not put those two together, but I just like the two together. And then when you have the Gaura very close to the Salvia tends to flop. So having that Gaura there helps to kind of support it. So the Gaura is pretty sturdy versus the Salvia. And then if you go this way, you see all that beautifulness that nobody sees from back in the back of me there. Let's stop here. I have so many this year, and I like the fact that I have given them a lot of space over here. So I feel like they could just grow as big as they want and then just shine. And the bumblebees seem to love this area so much. They tend to favor the Salvia better than the Gaura, but when the Gaura was by themselves, they do get a lot of bee visitors. So there it is, and then look at that, it's just so beautiful. This is my circle pathway. I have another Gaura right there, another white Salvia right there. And ignore all that. That's kind of like where I'm putting all of my pruned leaves and branches and all that, because that's kind of like my composting place. I'm kind of doing an experiment in this area just to see if I see weeds growing over here. So far it's looking pretty good. I know it doesn't look pretty, but then again, nobody sees the space except really me. I just like running my fingers on it. And there's another one. And then we come to the pink Salvia. I don't know if it had a specific common name, but all I know is that this is pink, and then I have another white one there, and then another pink one right there, and then there's a big pink one right there. So pretty. Now it starts off with like very tiny. I transplanted this one and the pink one that you just saw in the fall. It was pretty small, and look at how big it's gotten. I would say a good maybe close to 2 feet. 2 feet wide, that is. All right, so when I'm sitting down like this, like I feel like I'm in my own little world. Like there's nobody around. Anyway, this is the other pink Gaura. It was really small last year. I don't think I had any blooms. I can't remember if it was I know it was a transplant. This may be one of the ones that I transplanted originally and it didn't do so good. the first year. I cannot remember, but look at how big this has gotten. And guess what do you see? Guess what I see too? I see a weed, which I did not see earlier. Huh. Just pull it out. Luckily, this is one of the ones that comes out easily. Put it with all the other ones. I come on this side, it just looks so pretty. I just love it. All right, let's go over the pruning update with the whole situation with me seeing a snake molting, or the skin of a snake underneath the artemisia. And some of you commented. Thank you so much for your comments. I really appreciate your advice or tips. I did take that snake skin to my fellow master gardeners. Most of them were saying that, you know, most of the snakes we have here are very harmless. They're not going to be attacking me, or they're not poisonous, so I pretty much don't have anything to worry about. So that was a good idea, whoever mentioned that, for me to take it to a master gardener. I didn't think about that at all. But basically because I was relying on my husband, who I consider a snake expert, because he has grown up here, and you know, he has experience with snakes and all that. So now, some of you mentioned that snakes could pretty much be hiding anywhere, and that is correct. Snakes could be hiding anywhere. They could be, you know, slithering around in, you know, the grass or on the grass or whatever as well. But if they had a choice of a hiding place, they would choose a plant that would be more bushy. And that was what I was trying to say. Specifically, the bushy plants that are along the pathways, because I'm always walking around along the pathways, and I want to make sure that I am not surprised. They are not surprised as well. I just want to do my thing and, you know, have them do their thing without, you know, either one of us freaking out, specifically me. You know, whether they are poisonous or non-poisonous, I would still be afraid of them. And I think an ant just bit me on my foot there. So that's all that I was trying to say. Now, I didn't prune all of the plants, just the ones that are you know, along the pathways. And so what I did was I had my husband walk around with me in the garden and just point it out, you know, like which ones are snaky and which ones are not. And pretty much the ones that I think are snaky are the ones that he thought were snaky as well. So I prune as much as I could without pruning the whole plant like down, like pretty much off the ground. So I try to make them look pretty as much as possible. I actually ended up pruning a lot more plants than I'll be showing you today, but I just wanted to show you what all that I have pruned, especially the ones that in the area that we were talking about the other day, where I was at, where the artemisia is. So basically I'm going to show you those plants, and then also the one close to me here. All right, so this is one of the plants that I pruned. This is the Chamaecyparis, also known as the golden mop false cypress. And I kind of like it better, actually, with this one. So it's like a very miniature tree. So definitely when I'm walking around here, I will be able to see it a lot better. So let's see what else I pruned. So I cleaned up that artemisia. It's looking better. Now some of you, I think at least one of you said that, yours grows back really fast. Like in a month or so, it grew back. So I'm gonna keep an eye on it. I might just end up removing it altogether, but for now, I'm just gonna leave it like this and see. It doesn't look bad right now to me. All right, and I also prune these guys. This is the gold tip. Let me look, I forgot the name. Sea of Gold Juniper. I noticed that there was some dieback right here. I'm just gonna leave it and see. But this side is looking good. So as you can see, I pruned them all up. And the Blue Star Juniper too. I kind of just limbed them up so I could see better the other Sea of Gold Juniper right there. So see, I can see that a little bit better than before. I also try to prune back that English thyme as well. Looks like I got some dieback right there. So that was growing, like it likes a space right here, so it was growing a lot as well. So like I could come here, I could see it a little bit better. But again, this is pretty low to the ground anyway. If I were to stand up here, I don't think I'll be able to see it. But I think I kind of like it better because I feel like there is more airflow down there. I also prune back this English thyme also. And I know it's probably a good hiding spot as well, but I didn't want to take the whole plant out. But I did remove some of the ones that were, you know, some of the foliage that was hanging off of the pathway there. And then I also pruned this golden mop cypress, false cypress, and then that Blue Star Juniper as well. I just kind of limbed them both up. And then I also cleaned up that Coreopsis. Just, it was leaning over the pathway right there. So that's like a, I don't know, feels like that could be a snaky place too. So overall, I like the new pruned look a little bit better. They kind of look a lot neater, and I could see down on the bottom a lot better. And I don't think I would have pruned them if I wasn't, you know, weeding around the plants like I do, because I'll be, you know, I'll see a weed and I'll be, without thinking, I'll be weeding the, you know, weeds around that area, around any plant, whether they're bushy or not. So this way, you know, I'll at least, I'll be looking easier for me to look before I would weed. All right, and lastly, I wanted to say something about the mulch. I feel a little bit ashamed that I'm using store-bought mulch in the back. I mentioned to you a while back that I wanted to use my own mulch that I, you know, shred, but due to various reasons, I have not been able to mulch the rest of the leaves that we have, but I definitely will get to them when the temperatures are not fluctuating. But the good thing is about the mulch here is that I got it at Home Depot for $5 for $10, 5 bags for $10 for the Memorial Day weekend, and that was a good price. You don't see that anymore, so I just went ahead and got some. But I did feel bad that, you know, that I couldn't use my own mulch, because I mentioned that I wanted to use my homemade mulch in the back, and then the store-bought mulch, nicer mulch in the front, with the exception of the pathways. I would be using the cypress blended mulch. Well, I think that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and maybe found it helpful as well. And until my next video, take care and bye for now.
It's me, the Mario. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please make sure to like and subscribe and ring the notification bell so that way you don't miss out on any more content.